there's a car in our fence. And I said, I don't understand what you're saying. She's like, there's a car in our fence. Just look at your phone. And I saw the screenshot picture, and I'm like, all right, there's a car in our fence. How did this happen?
So when we're talking about leveraging credit, you have to have a plan because it is debt. When people talk about they don't want to use the credit, or they talk bad about credit, cash, just think about this. The more money you have access to, the faster you can grow. So that is another strategy. You can say, I'm just going to use all my capital, but you're limited. Definitely an attorney, CPA. Those are two people as a business owner, entrepreneur, you need on your team as soon as possible.
That you
y'all
feel should be better.
Y'all are not emotionally together, and y'all are very weak mentally. And that's why this generation is so much mental health, mental this, mental, which is good, but y'all are very, very weak mentally and emotionally.
What's good, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of the Young and Dumb Show. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. You know this is the #1 show for Gen Z. We talk about everything on here, right? But today, brought to you, I got some guests from Millionaire Essentials.
Yes.
Right? So we about to talk some millionaire money. Right? You about to get it. Right? We about to talk business funding. And these are very funny guys. So I feel like we about to be laughing throughout this episode. So let's get it. What's good, Tevin and Brandon? What's good? How y'all feeling?
What's going on? How you doing?
I appreciate y'all for coming on the show.
Of course.
Appreciate you for having us.
Like
Appreciate it.
Here, like, acting like we weren't just like cracking jokes.
Nah, it's cool.
Nah, man, I'm not.
But yeah, he's doing that thing where he's recording.
Yep.
What are they called? The Meta-
Ray-Ban, the Ray-Ban Meta glasses.
Wow.
I mean, I gotta stay up with the times. I ain't Gen Z, so I gotta stay up with the, you know what I mean?
So he's actively recording us as we're recording.
Yes.
Right? So I wonder really, I was like, what made them like come up with that idea? But I guess it's cool.
Yeah, I mean, I think they were trying to incorporate like the Oculus, because you know how they have the Oculus now. That's the VR, the VR headset.
The virtual.
So I think they're trying to just get that augmented reality at some point with the glasses, but you know, it's a version of it in a sense. That's like the same thing that Apple just released with the augmented reality. Yeah. You can touch and type and all that stuff. It's the Meta glasses later on down in the future is probably supposed to be that same thing.
Yeah. I feel like everything we see on TV is literally from real life. Like
at this point, Jefferson's was the truth.
Yeah, it's the time we in, man.
iRobot was real.
Everything's coming to real life. But we about to get to it. So why don't you want to talk about your story real quick? Because before we got here, you had a little incident. Like somebody, like a car ran into your gate.
Yeah, on the way here, you know,
regular Jersey stuff.
regular
Jersey stuff, you know.
Yeah, somebody, you know, I guess the kid, you know, they was robbing a vehicle. They hit somebody and they were trying to get away, and they try to make a turn. They spun out. Yeah, they spun out. You know, the Gen Zs. It's all right. It's cool. Nah, but they spun out, and then as they spun out, they got out the car, and then they just left the car running, and it just drove right into our gate. And I was like, I got to stay there with the police and get everything done. But it's crazy, you know, the times that we live in.
So, all right, you weren't home.
No, I wasn't home. I was picking up my daughter.
When did you realize that happened?
Well, my wife, she called me. She was like, "There's a car in our fence," and I said, I don't understand what you're saying. She's like, "There's a car in our fence. Just look at your phone." And I saw the screenshot picture, and I'm like, "All right, there's a car in our fence. How did this happen?" And she, you know, she got back. She went through the security cameras and everything, and she saw it, and I was like, Jersey.
Yeah, I had to call the cops.
Yeah, we had to call the cops, and you know, they had to tow it away and everything like that. You know, I'm fine though, but you know, I still made it. You know,
we was gonna make it regardless. We don't miss appointments.
I appreciate y'all for coming on.
Of course.
You know, there's other people that would have been like, "Nah, I got this issue."
Nah, we don't miss
if I gotta walk here, I gotta walk here, man.
I appreciate y'all. Yeah. But yeah, so we about to get into it, right? So tell us about Millionaire Essentials. What is Millionaire Essentials? How did y'all come up with it? How did y'all meet? Because y'all already like funny dynamic.
So we actually met. It's about being in the room. We always tell everybody being in the room with like-minded people. So we actually met similar mentorship, similar spaces. We both in financial literacy space, both in investing space, and just being in those rooms where you have people doing the same things you're doing. You're gonna meet the people you're gonna grow with. Most likely in life, later on, you're a little bit younger. Later on in life, you're probably not going to be talking to the friends you have now. You're going to be talking to people that's into what you're doing, that's growing the way you're growing. And even your close friends, you'll probably hit them every once in a while, but if they're not doing what you want to do, you're probably going to talk to them less and less. So actually, we met together in similar mentorship we were in, and just we doing the same things, and our energy just synced, and we partnered up and created Millionaire Essentials. Yeah. So we actually started Millionaire Essentials about coming up on 2 years.
Yeah. Yeah, it's supposed to be 2 years.
Coming up on 2 years.
And we had multiple conversations before we just started it, right? Because it wasn't like, yo, let's just start this thing. But we spoke a lot about it. We were kind of doing the same similar things anyway. So it was kind of just like a perfect simile once we actually, came together, talked about it fully in thought, and, just executed on it.
So what is Millionaire Essentials? What do you got?
So Millionaire Essentials, in a sense, we're like capital acquisition brokers. If you're
Exactly. It's such a light-skinned thing to say. We're capital acquisition brokers.
No, so we're basically like a funding company, right?
You should have just said that.
Yeah, so we help clients and business owners and entrepreneurs access capital from the banks, right? So a lot of people, they have that stigma around the banks that they don't like them at all. Right. I don't want to go. I'm going to get denied. They're going to tell me to do this, that, and this. So what we do is, we've built relationships with a lot of the banks that we do currently have under our tool belt. And then from there, we just help them acquire the capital that they need, but in a strategic way.
All right. So we about to get into the business funding thing, right? So what is business funding, right? Because what are the different, when I think of business funding, in my mind, I'm just thinking about the glasses got hot.
Nah. I want them to see who I am.
Oh, okay. Got it. I don't know if they heat up or something.
No, they don't.
And explode right on your face, right?
It's not funny though.
Huh?
It's not funny. Why would you want to explode in my face, bro?
You got sensitive. Sorry. Anyways.
Light skin.
So yeah, what is business funding? Because I feel like that term is a lot of times thrown around like, oh, you need $50,000, right? But what really is business funding?
So in the last couple of years, right, this business funding, this credit thing been super oversaturated, right? Super oversaturated. But it's still a viable tool to grow your business, right? So business funding is actually getting capital to scale your business. Capital, money. Yes. Getting money to invest in your business.
In the form of a debt.
Okay.
Yes, is debt based, right? Mm-hmm. So there's many forms of business funding, right? We focus on getting institutional money from banks. We focus on the banking industry, really teaching people about how to get money from the banks and leverage their credit score to get money from the banks. That's probably the easiest and fastest way to get business funding. Yeah. But you can also get private funding from a private lender. That's just like you have $100,000. Plenty of people walking the street that have money. I may want to loan it to somebody for a percentage. That's a private lender. You get venture capital loans. You can raise money. There's different ways to get business funding. But what we teach people is you already have the power. You have a credit score. All of us was born with a social security number that gives us access to credit. So as long as you have access to credit in America, you can get capital. You can access money to put in your business. You can borrow against that.
So what do y'all say to people who grew up with the mindset of, I'm never borrowing money, credit is bad, I'm going to use my own money, I have cash, I don't want to be in debt to no one?
I mean, Google's there, Apple, what are the other big companies? Microsoft, PayPal. They all borrow money.
Billionaires borrow money. Billionaires don't even use their own money.
On a daily basis. Like, not even just a monthly or a weekly. On a daily basis, they leverage their lines of credit, large lines of credit that they have in order for them to purchase more inventory, right? If they're Amazon. Amazon, I would say, is probably has the biggest line of credit out of anybody, right? Because they borrow the most because they have to either purchase the inventory and then, ship it out. And then let's say if you have a return or something like that, they still have to give you back your money, right? So I would say Amazon being, a large, like a retailer in a sense, they have to borrow the most money. So they use money on a daily basis from a line of credit, which is debt-based. So the people that are saying, hey, I don't want to ever borrow money. I don't ever want to use a debt. I just want to use cash. I mean, the dollar is being undervalued right now as we speak. Credit isn't. So,
what if I have poor money management skills?
So that's the problem right there. So most people, right, when they don't understand credit or know how to use credit or talk bad about credit, it's because of that. They don't know how to manage or leverage properly. So when we talk about accessing capital, especially with Millionaire Essentials, what we do now, we teach people about having better money management skills. We teach people how to have a plan. We teach people how to come up with a plan to scale their business, how to put in the systems, how to put in the ads, how to put in the marketing to actually make money. So when we're talking about leveraging credit, you have to have a plan because it is debt.
Yeah.
So when people talk about they don't want to use the credit or they talk bad about credit, cash, just think about this. The more money you have access to, the faster you can grow. So that is another strategy. You can say, I'm just going to use all my capital, but you're limited. You have a ceiling. Your ceiling is as much money as you have in a bank account. So if you have $100,000 in your bank account, yes, you can leverage your own 100. It's still a risk. You're still leveraging. If you're going to leverage and risk something, why don't you risk somebody else's money?
Exactly.
But the thing is, why would I risk somebody else's money and now I got to owe them? Versus if I use my own money, it's like...
So now, all right, I got you.
That's literally how people are thinking.
I got you.
No, that's understandable. Let me just say this point. No, that's definitely understandable. And I've seen a lot of people that operate that way. Mm-hmm. Once you lose that 100,000, then what you doing?
That's exactly what I was about to say.
What's your next move?
Try again.
With what?
I'll make my money back.
How? First of all, you lost 100,000 because you didn't know what you was doing. Now what you want to do? You're probably going to have to call somebody to borrow some money to start again.
Not only that, you have to save it.
Yes, but think about it. If I lost my own money, I'm in debt to myself.
No, but what are you going to do next after that?
I can figure something out. But if I
figure what out?
But if I owe the bank, if I owe somebody else, what? Now my credit's shot. Now
not necessarily.
But you can still. So think about this. Mm-hmm. You have 100,000 in the bank. And this is what we teach people. This was possible. The point is to be profitable. So with that 100,000, you could probably get access to 500,000. Let's just say you lost that whole 500,000. You messed it up. Shot. You still have your credit is messed up. That can be fixed. You still have this 100,000 sitting here to start from square one. Now you lose your original 100,000. That may set you back 5 years.
5, 10,
2
15.
years, 10 years.
it's you know, it's I don't know, like it's just for me it don't make no sense. If you got 100,000 and you want to leverage all of that 100,000 that you got, then what's the point? Because at that point, if you, like you said, if you lose it all, you lose it all. You can't really do nothing more.
And it's not even just if you lose it all. We're talking about scaling, right? So say you're in a beautiful place we have right now, right? Say this place of business, you're just a cash business. You're not taking on any debt, right? You're not going out getting any loans to grow this business. I'll open up a business next door to you, and now I'll go to the bank and get access to 500,000 and drown you out in marketing, open up 2 more stores. I'm gonna scale 10 times faster than you. 10 times because faster. You're just trying to leverage just the cash you have.
Right.
So is it ever a bad decision to get funding?
I mean, it's a bad decision if you don't got the right mindset, right? Because like you said, anybody could just go and get the money, but then also anybody can go and get the money and mess it up. Or anybody can go and get the money and say, I don't want to pay it back. So if you don't have the right mindset, that's automatically, that's the bad decision right there. But the mindset starts before you even get to the personal credit. Because if you don't have the mindset for you to even have good personal credit, then that's where you failed in the first place. And then if you do have good personal credit and now your mindset is, if I borrow this debt, that, you know, something's going to go wrong. That's the second level of the mindset that you need to tailor to as well. Because now you really have to work on understanding exactly how much you're going to be borrowing. And not only that, what is your plan on how much you're going to borrow and how you're going to use it effectively, right? Are you going to run ads? Are you going to run it? Are you going to throw it into systems? Systems meaning like a CRM, operations, meaning that, you know, hiring people on your staff so that now it's not just you doing the job. You have 2 other people behind you doing that same job so that now you can step back from that business, oversee it, and see what better you can do at that point.
Okay, so since you guys are like the business funding people, I want to know how have y'all used business funding in y'all business to flip it, turn it, leverage it?
So almost every business I started, I'd use business funding.
Same thing with me. Real estate, trucking.
Give us some examples.
So I'll give you an example on my in real estate. So my first house that I purchased, as far as like a multifamily, I have a single family, but my first house that I purchased as a multifamily was $535,000. We needed $20,000 as a down payment. I think we had like $10,000 in cash. Obviously, it wasn't going to be enough, and you have to have enough money for reserves on a mortgage. So in all actuality, I think we needed overall like $30,000 to show, $20,000 to pay as a down payment, just $30,000 to show in general. Obviously, I don't have that. So what we did was, my wife, her credit was at like a 760 or something like that, and we actually were able to, leverage her personal credit on a business, and we were able to get some 0% interest credit cards. Now, we were able to get $40,000 on a Chase card, and then I think like $10,000 on the Capital One. So we already have enough money for the down payment. So we were able to leverage that money and actually use it as the down payment for the house, which is a multifamily house that's producing like $7,000 a month. So, and my mortgage actually went up, but now it's $4,100. So 7,000, 4,000, that's 3,000 in profit. So I'm automatically making a profit, which that profit has already paid back that card. So now I can go out there and leverage it again and go get another multifamily. And this is actually how I had bought 2 houses over in Cleveland, and we had gutted it out, and we did like a small, we didn't do renovations, but we did like the staging in a sense. So we framed it and everything and got it ready enough for somebody to come in and purchase it. And then I did the same thing in Florida. And this is all off of business credit. So before we even got that house, in that small window, I think it was the beginning of 2021. So my birthday of 2021 was July. And in the
Nobody asked you when
beginning,
your birthday was, bro. Like, nobody asked you that, bro. Nobody asked when his birthday was.
bro, my birthday is important.
He was excited.
I bought my first multifamily on my birthday.
Congratulations.
Very nice.
Did you? Anyways,
It was around
like
my
I was
birthday,
saying.
actually. Go ahead.
Anyways, like I was saying, so in the beginning of January, all the way till July, basically, I would say like maybe like 60,000 in profit. And then that was from the Cleveland and the Florida house. And then we also still use that same business credit towards the multifamily. And then we've already paid that off. So
I didn't know you can buy a house with like credit cards.
if you
So-
do it the right way.
So you can, if you do it the right way, right? A lot of people's issues, and this is what's out there now. People are asking for funding without a plan, without any income, right? So when you talk about getting funding, not only you have to have a plan, it's about good management skills and positioning. So a lot of people, which is getting a bad stigma on funding, they're asking for funding or getting funding. They have no job, no income, and they just started a business. So if you haven't showed sufficient enough, if you're not looking like you can even support yourself or have any income coming, what makes you think you're going to be able to pay this money back?
Right.
So that's another thing, analyzing your situation. You should be making some income, have a 9-to-5, or have something coming in case your business don't jump off. People just think, I'm going to make money. My plan going to work. But what if it don't? You got to pay the money back like you just said. So knowing that I can still afford to pay these payments even though my business is not jumping right now, or I have this much time to be able to pay these payments. I got 12 months saved up enough to pay these payments each month.
So I guess my question will be, like, how can I put this? If I'm, let's say, 18 years old, I got this business idea.
You look 18.
Thank you. I take that as a compliment.
That's actually a really good compliment.
Yeah, I think you were trying to be funny. I take that as a compliment.
No, you really do look 18. What you think? How old you think you look?
But he don't look no 18.
I'm not. I'm 24.
No, you not.
Why would I be? I'm
you're not.
24.
It's disrespectful to ask for it.
Nah, ask him. What's your real age?
I'm 24,
No, you're
bro.
not, bro.
I was saying you could get that too, you know what I'm saying?
I'm 24.
Okay.
Add 10.
At 11, actually.
Actually, yeah.
For that. Wow.
For 35. Don't lie to him. It's all
I
right.
just wanted to throw your age out there.
Nah, I said it. Nah, I said it. I said it.
Really young.
Thank you. Thank you.
You can be with like, I'm not gonna say high school, but you could be with like.
He definitely can't be no high school.
If I shave my beard, I could.
Bro,
You can be with
You should see me when I shave my beard.
You need a knife.
College, but like they still around.
They still around?
Yeah.
They on their fifth
See,
year.
nah, you
They on
just.
the fifth year.
Yeah, I'm not a fifth, sixth
Nah,
year guy.
you a fifth year.
But yeah, what you
Nah,
saying?
you definitely are a fifth year. Nah, I think about it.
Yes.
Nah, I think about it. You are a fifth year guy.
Yeah, I think you can definitely fit in with those people.
Nah, he can.
You're better off saying college.
No.
Like, why you
Nah.
saying a
It's not-
fifth year?
it's
You
not
an option.
college- It's not college students though.
Bro,
So you're saying I was too dumb to graduate?
you an option, bro.
You were supposed to leave, but you like
I'm
You
too
are-
dumb.
You're an option.
there.
Okay,
Bro, it's okay. You're an option.
Like,
Gotcha.
Like a little 18th grade.
Gotcha.
18th grade, right? But let's get back to it, right? So, what type of businesses typically get funding?
All businesses get funding. You gotta be more specific with that question. What you mean?
Because, like, I know there's like a stereotypical thing where it's like if you're a financial company or if you
Yeah, so there's red flag businesses, right? There's high risk. You could go on the NAICS website, NAICS. So that's the code you get that describes what the nature of your business, right? So there are red flag and high risk businesses. So that's another thing that we teach on how to look credible to the lenders. A lot of businesses that are red flag or high risk. A lot of cash businesses like ATM, strip clubs,
Merchant cash advance.
merchant cash, businesses that deal with a lot of money, things like that. A lot of those are high risk. Clubs, things like trucking. Depends on what you're doing, trucking. But some transportation businesses may be high risk.
And certain banks lend to certain restricted industries too, right? So
Yeah.
like U.S. Bank, right? Trucking is very a restricted industry. Like it's very high risk. But U.S. Bank, they love to lend to trucking companies because they'll do a line of credit for you to purchase more equipment. They'll give you like a credit card so you can use towards your expenses. Like they love trucking companies. Same thing like Key Bank. Key Bank is another company that loves another bank that loves trucking companies. So there's certain,
banks that like they still
exactly.
you have banks for high risk and you have banks for like
Exactly.
Yes,
Like
but you can't get
construction-
lending because
Yeah, construction is also considered high risk as well. But
Some
Chase
banks,
Bank, yeah,
they lend
Chase
to
Bank
construction.
loves construction companies, property management companies. They love them.
So is there a difference with it is a difference. What is the difference between a line of credit and like
A loan.
yes.
So a line of credit is revolving, right? It's similar to a credit card, but most credit cards, they'll have like a 0% introductory rate, right? So it'll be like 0% interest for 12 months, 6, 18 months. But a line of credit, as soon as you apply for the line of credit, you get approved and they give you, let's say, $100,000 on a line of credit. Based upon the money that you pull, the interest rate that they give you, which is usually prime plus, which is like 11%, 12%, then they'll charge you the interest based upon the money that you've pulled. So if 100,000 and you pull 20,000 out and put it into your checking account, when you start to make payments, it's going to be based upon the 20,000 at a 12% interest rate.
So basically, in layman's terms, because he's talking real light skin right now. In layman's terms, a line of credit, you get $100,000 line of credit. You can take draws of it. You could take 10. You don't have to take the whole 100. The 100,000 is in your account. You could take 10,000 and use that. You could take 20,000, use that, and only pay back what you use.
Yeah.
And you take that as cash. A credit card, it could be a charge card or revolving. That's two different types of credit cards. Charge card, like a lot of Amexes, you got to pay every month. A revolving card, let's just say like a Chase Inc. Obviously, that's a credit card. Once you use the credit card, you got to pay back monthly, and you have a minimum payback each month. So it's a revolving credit.
Yeah.
So that's the difference. And then you have a loan.
Yeah, you just pay a fixed rate based upon the interest rate that they've given you for the certain term. So it could be a 5-year term, 3-year, 4-year, 2-year.
And you're paying back the whole thing. So as soon as you get approved for a loan, say I get 100,000, I'm paying on that 100,000 as soon as I get approved for the next month.
Exactly.
So you better have a plan once you get a loan.
That's why
it's not like a line of credit that could just sit in the bank until you want to use it.
And that's why we always recommend a line of credit.
So all right, so a line of
or credit card.
Or a credit card, yeah.
Oh, line of credit is the same thing as a credit card.
Similar. It's not the same thing.
What would be the main differences?
A lot.
We're talking to people that have.
I don't know.
All right. The main difference.
Dumb it down.
Yeah, I forgot. The main difference. A line of credit. You can draw it as cash. That's the main difference.
Okay, so I can literally straight up turn, like, if I have 100,000, I can take 100. I get that's technically 100,000.
Yeah,
yes.
You transfer it to your checking account.
Yes.
Transfer to your checking account, and then from there you can take it out.
So I gotta do the thing where I send an invoice to somebody and they sell me for the payment.
I don't know what you're talking about. But
Y'all don't know about that? Y'all know about that?
nah, I don't know about that.
Or y'all seriously don't know? Or y'all, because he making like a little face. Do y'all seriously not know?
Listen, there's different ways to get money off a credit card.
Oh, no. I feel like that's a legit trick.
It depends. So stuff like that, you got to break down properly though.
Facts.
Because the way people take it in, it's a lot of people that because when you do stuff like that, right, that may impact your taxes, and people don't know that.
Exactly.
Let me tell y'all how I let somebody do that. Like, they needed. Well, they're gonna watch this probably. Okay, it's so funny because they just texted me and asked me to do it again, and I was like, hey, like, I'm doing my taxes right now. I have to see how it
This exactly, yes.
But I spoke to my tax strategist, and she was like, I don't have to report it if it wasn't considered a business payment.
But then again,
but I wrote it as like, cause like I put in the thing
So-
consulting services. So
Yes, exactly. So
exactly.
that's why I don't suggest, like, there's different ways to teach people to do it the right way. I don't suggest that to do it out the gate. There's different ways of doing it. As far as when you want to take money off a credit card, you can do that, but just know you should get another transaction coming back to you to balance it out. Because if it's just going one way, say you try to do up to 100,000, how you gonna have to report that?
Yeah, you gotta send them a 1099 at that point.
But you live in England. It was a learning experience.
Yeah.
But it was definitely, they probably did up to like 8,000.
It's
And
not.
it was towards the end of 2023.
I mean, you can do a 1099 still.
Yeah, I just like, cause
If it impacts your taxes, then yeah.
But as long as if you Zelled them, it's on the book, so she could write it off.
I know.
No, but basically what they did was I sent them an invoice, they paid with a credit card, and
You Zelled them money.
Yeah, so it's still considered a write-off.
Yeah, you can write that off.
Or
speak to your CPA.
Yeah,
Speak to your CPA.
Yeah, I was about to say.
We are not tax professionals.
Nope,
we're not CPAs.
Not financial advice. This is for informational purposes only. I just want everybody to know
informational purposes only.
Yes.
All right, but let's get back to it. So, what are some, I guess, good ways to turn credit into cash?
It's quite a few ways, right? That's one of the ways you just said, right? A lot of people, which I don't suggest, do cash advances. So you're going to get charged a high interest. That is a way though, but credit cards have cash advances, right? You want to get charged a high interest rate on a cash advance. So you could take cash advances and up to a certain amount, depending on what credit card, and put that in your account. It's a cash advance. There's ways where you can do credit hacks. I don't know if you want to.
Yeah.
Dive into it.
Yeah, I know. He went with the risky stuff on me. Yeah, all right. No, you can do like credit hacks, right? So, there's other ways. I just want to say that.
You can't tell us?
It's because a lot of that stuff is dicey now, right?
But you can, to the viewers.
Please, you know what? At your own risk. At your own risk. I'll say this.
So this is a hack, right?
We're not saying this is the best thing to do.
I'm gonna give you a hack.
We're just telling you what is possible.
I'm gonna give him this. I'm gonna give him this, right?
All right.
So you can get, when any credit card you get, right? You can get employee cards.
Yeah.
So if I get a credit card, I could get an employee card for anybody. I could give you an employee card. I could give him an employee card. So now, if you have two LLCs, you have LLC A, you have LLC B. You get funded in LLC A. You get it. I get a credit card. So say I get a credit card. Now, I can send, like you just said, an invoice. Have LLC B send me an invoice to now charge and liquidate that card from LLC A to LLC B. But the issue is, a lot of merchant accounts. A merchant account is like Stripe, PayPal, QuickBooks, Square. They will cancel it out because it's the same company. They don't want you money laundering or doing that with two of the companies that you own.
And that's the reason why the Corporate Transparency Act came out.
What you want to do is get an employee card, so it's a different name, so it's not your name on LLCA, and then now you have LLCB. LLCB sends the invoice to LLCA. You pay with the employee card from LLCA to LLCB. Now you liquidate it. Now look like two separate companies.
And you can have your CPA write up a legal promissory note in between LLCA to LLCB to show it as a write-off.
Or you can have them, as a write-off. Mm-hmm. Or you could give it to them as a loan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, which is the promissory note.
So everything is about structuring properly. It's a few people you should have on your team. Definitely an attorney, a CPA.
Facts.
Those are two people as a business owner, entrepreneur, you need on your team as soon as possible. Because when you're structuring and doing a lot of things with credit and money during the year, there's a lot of tricks, trades, hacks, a lot of legalities that you do not know. And a CPA can structure your business properly so you don't get caught up with the IRS and audits and everything runs out smooth and you know how to save money and make more money.
Legal Shield too. Legal Shield can be helpful with the attorney process. So if you need a lawyer,
affordable attorney,
standby,
Legal Shield,
affordable, you can call them, ask them questions. They're on call for you. You pay them per month because they can answer your questions. So that's also a good option. So you're not paying a $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 retainer with a lawyer. You can pay Legal Shield like $120, $150 a month, and they'll be able to help you with any resources or guides that you need.
But how do you know your CPA or your lawyer is like good if you don't know what you're doing? So
you always do a lot of your research, but as an entrepreneur and business owner, we learn this, and you gotta learn this. You're not going to be the jackal. You're not going to know everything, and as long as you try to know everything, you're going to fail. You have to leverage the professionals that been to school for 10, 20 years. Yep. The billionaires hire people that's smarter than them. They don't go out there try to learn how to build a robot. I'm going to hire somebody that knows how to build a robot.
And then I'm going to sell that robot.
So you have to vet your team out properly. So that's one of the biggest things. You vet your mentors out. You vet your team out. You vet your partners out. Mm-hmm. You have to vet this guy out. You know what I'm saying? I still don't really know about him.
I still don't know about him either. I'm here just sitting on the couch with him.
I know y'all.
Business partners?
2 years, but
we've been... What?
Y'all said y'all met on 2
around the same time. No. Who said that?
Sorry.
No, it was Grindr.
Oh, Grindr.
Nobody said that. No, nobody said that. Nobody said that. Nobody said that.
Nah, what, 2 years now as far as business partners? Yeah, about to be 2 years.
Yeah, almost 2 years, yeah.
Almost 2 years. We've known each other, what, 3 years, 4 years now?
Yeah, around there.
Cool. All right, let's get back to it. What are 3 myths about business funding?
3 myths. I would say that you can get business funding without using your personal credit. It's not a myth. It's just, it's widely publicized that you can do it.
You can get $100,000 million without using your personal credit.
Yeah, like that's not possible. You have to show some type of revenue in order for you to do so, which is, if you want to literally not have to use your personal credit, you would have to be above that $2 million range. But, and this is because we've been funding clients that have been at $2 million, they still need their personal credit. They still look at their personal credit because they, especially now in the times that we're in, default rates are way too high. Like it's feeling like it's back in 2007, 2008. A lot of y'all probably don't know about that if y'all Gen Z, but
I know the financial crisis.
Exactly, but
she read it. I know the financial crisis.
She read it.
Speak up first, because sometimes y'all think we live under a wall. Like we hear it.
Yeah. You know what?
No, y'all hear, right. Hear it, understand. But it's different things.
They got Netflix though.
They see all the documentaries.
They see all the documentaries. I ain't go for it. Y'all generation.
Y'all make it seem like it was the worst thing that happened in the world.
But
see, it's stuff like that. See, it's stuff like that. It's stuff like that. Like,
but think about it. Think about how 20 years from now, the pandemic is going to be painted like it was the worst thing in the world.
But so I think you gotta think about this, right? That's like, I don't want to say this. I'm gonna say this so I can relate it, because I was gonna say something else. I was gonna say something about something. I was gonna say something about the Holocaust, but I don't want to say that. I'm gonna say something about slavery.
Don't talk about Jewish people.
That's what. That's what I'm not. I'm gonna say something about slavery. That's why I'm gonna say something about slavery, right?
Watch what you say about slavery. agree too, because I will.
I'm not Kanye West, but that's like telling my grandmother, yo, you act like slavery was the worst thing in the world. I didn't experience it. So if you didn't experience it, so you won't understand how bad something is. From your perspective, of course, y'all act like it's the worst thing. What if you was in it and actually went broke and actually couldn't fend for yourself during this time?
I hear you, and I'm not negating that.
Mm-hmm.
I do think for some people, it probably was the worst experience.
People killed themselves.
Yeah, there was.
Like,
a lot.
But I also feel like we are in similar or worse times now, and we are not
How you feel
talking
like
about that.
Explain.
Think about it. If you look at,
I want to hear this one. I like this.
I feel like
We getting spicy.
I feel like the only difference between now and then is that the stock market is still doing good and things like that. However, like, people don't have money right now. Prices are at an all-time high right now. When you go to the grocery store, there's like, literally, I was in the grocery store the other day. I had to pay for a lady groceries for Thanksgiving because she literally couldn't get majority of her meal. That she just wanted to go home and feed her kids. And that is at an all-time high. We have homelessness at an all-time high. And I feel like because we have social media, we have all these different things to distract us, we just kind of like always on to the next thing. Or just because some people may be good, it's like, we're on to the next thing. I feel like back then it was more so because it wasn't too much media, it was like people soul was in front of them and had to deal with it. Now it's like we have a lot of things to distract us from what's really going on.
What's good, y'all? Are y'all having a hard time starting conversations in large rooms? Do you need to find more effective ways to draw attention to yourself without wearing a fancy outfit? I figured out a hack. You need some Financial Revolution merch. Everything is a staple piece that represents Black wealth. You are what you wear, so make sure you join the rest of the billionaires and get some FR merch. We have hoodies, sweatsuits, t-shirts, and much more. Make sure you visit www.financialrevolution.com and use code podcast for a special 10% off. Again, go to www.financialrevolution.com and use code podcast for a special 10% off. Let's get it, y'all.
I like her. She good. She good. She media trained.
No.
I ain't gonna lie. She good.
That was a good answer.
She
but
good.
Now
though.
the truth is, there's always, unfortunately, for a long time, there's going to be a homelessness problem in America.
Always.
There's going to be people needing money in America.
Always.
The point is, we're in probably the best times for most people is the opportunity. So years ago, all we knew what was in front of us. There was no, I can see what's going on across the world on my phone. I can see how to make this much money. I could literally go on YouTube and figure out how to make this much money. All people knew was go to school, get indoctrinated in this system, and try to get a job to pay for school that I owe for the next 20 years. Since from the 80s to the 90s, that's all that was taught.
That was the real
That's all that was taught.
But I agree. And I literally said social media. I feel like social media has its pros and cons, but you have to think about it. What are a majority of people doing? They are still getting caught up in the system. Like,
when you say, but
even I can even speak to myself. Even down to how much I know about financial literacy and stuff like that. I still went to college and I still have debt, right? And I'm probably going to be, well, I'm not going to wish this on myself, but I'm going to be paying my student loans. Then once I get to me, I have to help with my mom. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a real. It's a revolving
door.
You know what I'm saying? It's a generational thing. And then I just sat down, like I told y'all, with the president of my school, and I asked him. I said, someone who is college educated, a president of a university, do you feel like students should really take out loans? Do you think there's a true return on your investment when you take out these loans and you come here for 4 years? And he said, honestly speaking, he was like, I feel like it's not a good idea for you to come to school and take out a loan just to have fun for 4 years. Because essentially, college is really a place.
And they wasn't saying that 10, 20 years ago, though. Everybody was like, if you don't go to college, you can't
get no job.
Be a manager at McDonald's.
Exactly.
But I hear that. But I feel like that's the thing. It's a system. And I feel like until we wake up, we will just continue the same generational thing.
What does we wake up mean?
I feel like wake up and see things. Like, well, I was just talking about him in the last episode. Like, a lot of us are asleep. That's what he said. A lot of us are asleep in ways where we're blindly being affected by a system. We wake up, we go to school, we go to work, but we don't see that we are traditionally
to change.
Conditioned
Mm-hmm.
to do this. humans are programmed. Everything we do is on a program. Even the best of the best, they're on a program to be the best of the best. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything is a program. So it's like nobody is excluded from the program. No matter how wise you think you are, we are all programmed to do something, right?
So I definitely agree with that, because obviously, especially now with college, like, people don't even have to go to college anymore. They, like, jobs now are looking for people with experience. Like, the big four just put it out: Google, Microsoft, Apple, and what's the other one? Amazon, yes. They put out, like, you don't need a college degree now. You need experience. That's what we need. We need people with experience that are going to help us grow our company effectively, because that's what matters. Like, and that's the reason why, like, I don't know if it's ever going to happen, but college is, at some point, is just going to become an afterthought.
Did you have your college?
I did.
I didn't graduate. I went to a few
Yeah, I didn't
colleges.
graduate neither.
So, okay, but yeah, I don't have a degree.
No.
So I see look down on us. He said, damn, she subconsciously.
Both of y'all don't got to do
I
it.
don't think a degree equates to your. I feel like I'm college educated, but I don't even jack that, because majority of stuff I learned is on my own. I feel like college definitely did instill some things in me, and
Yes.
and it is important for some people, right? But
Very much so.
Here's my theory, and somebody might take my business idea, but it's cool. I have this idea where I feel like there should be trade school colleges. Like, I feel like
There is.
There is.
it's not.
Widely publicized?
Yeah. but
Lincoln?
No, I'm
There
talking
is.
like HBCUs.
Okay. Let me see where you going.
I feel like there should be HBCUs for trade schools, or HBCUs should get trade schools. So if I want to become a plumber, if I want to get into cosmetology, if I want to do any of those things, I should still be able to go to a place where people around look like me. I can have that band experience, the fun experience. I can grow. I can be around Black excellence and all the 9 yards. But I'm learning a skill versus I have to go to a 4-year place.
Only reason why I know this is because I had did a project, a college project on this when I was up in Wisconsin at Lawrence University. They had us do a project basically on trade schools, right? And the percentage of races that go to trade schools, we lead the majority of that in the trade schools. Minorities, it's 70% of us that go to trade schools compared to 30% of others. So in a sense, it's like an HBCU, because even the teachers, the instructors, majority are minorities. So I feel like it's already there. It's not an HBCU, but it's already there. I think the real issue is that people don't want to work hard no more.
But I feel like
I think yeah, both off. I think it's the other way around, because by the time you get to college to teach somebody a trade, number one, at that age, you're teaching them how to work for the rest of their life. That should be taught as a minor. So as far as certain trades, survival skills, cooking, that should be taught as a minor. As far as to grow yourself as a human being, we're hustling backwards. And like he said, if that statistic is accurate, right? That's the problem. We're teaching us to be the workforce instead of the owners. We're still going that direction. So that's good and all, but we need to start teaching us how to be the owners, how to own businesses. And it's going to be hard to do that.
Comes with that.
I agree, but I also do agree that not everybody's built for entrepreneurship.
I think so too.
I didn't say entrepreneurship. Owning the business don't mean you're an entrepreneur.
Investing, you definitely need to invest. As a 9-to-5er.
No, I have a whole thing where I'm like, everybody's not built to be an entrepreneur, but everybody's built to be wealthy. I wholeheartedly agree that you don't have to own a business.
I don't know about that neither.
No.
I think everybody's built to invest.
Everybody's not built to be wealthy.
Yeah, not
At
wealthy. I think everybody's built to invest.
When I say wealth, I mean like you have assets.
What's your definition of wealth? That's what I asked.
Okay, yes.
What's your definition of wealth?
So I feel like my definition of wealth, I'm gonna put wealth and success like in the same thing, right?
Okay.
My definition of wealth and success is that 1, you love yourself. Right?
Okay.
And you're happy, right? 2, you set out to do something and you completed it, right? Like if I say that I want to become a school teacher, and you were successful at that, and you became a school teacher, you do really good at your job, you have some level of success because that's what you wanted to do. And then when I add the money component, I think of you have great financial skills, right? You understand the power of investing. You understand the power of having money working for you, multiplying your money, right? So and then also anyone who is actively doing what they love and making money or growing that. That's my idea.
Okay.
Because I feel like, and I experienced this myself where when I was first getting into this whole financial literacy thing, I was hopping on every single thing that could make money, and I realized that it's just some things that I just couldn't be consistent with. Because
You gotta have a purpose.
Yeah, purpose.
Find your purpose.
I didn't care. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like I'm over here trying to figure out what was those things?
But vending machines.
I tried vending machines. I was trying to get into what's the thing with the pictures? What was
Pinterest?
No. It was like the virtual pictures with the monkeys, the apes.
Oh, NFTs.
NFTs.
Right, you know what I'm saying? And I just felt like,
I know you failed in that. You don't even know what it was.
I just felt like,
I know that.
If this is what the wealthy people, you know what I'm saying? And I realized that, like, stay in my lane. Find ways to make money doing what you enjoy doing, right? And just because I'm not hopping on every single thing does not mean that I'm unsuccessful.
You know what you was doing, right?
What?
You was walking with your shoes untied, and you fell.
Okay.
And once you fell, you tied your shoes.
Good.
Yes.
That boy good.
That's what happens.
No, I was.
Yeah, and it's Brandon always says this. A person shows who they are automatically from rip. And as much as he could be annoying, it's true. It is absolutely true. They show you who they are from rip, based upon what they do, small characteristics that they have. It happens, but it's stuff that we can change. That's one. Two, darn, I forgot what you were saying.
NFCs.
No, it wasn't that.
Successful wealth.
Yeah, so I do actually agree with what you're saying. I think it's just that if you can invest into things that can bring you that income that could be either semi-passive or passive, then now your wealth is determined by more things you can go out and do, which could become your purpose, right? Because I feel like, now I remember exactly. So I feel like, yes, we want to go out and do exactly what we love or what we want to do. But a lot of times that doesn't make us money, right? So a photographer isn't going to go out there, majority of the time, isn't going to go out there and make $100,000 his first year in business, nor his fifth, right? It's going to take him some time. But if he has other skill sets, and this is where I say, I think the lack of our generation to come, and sorry, but it's the truth. Hard work doesn't exist for a lot of them no more. So, and I know the work smarter, not harder is a definitely a big thing on social media, but we have to learn how to work smarter. I mean, we have to learn how to work harder, because if we don't, then we can't figure out those steps to get to working smarter, right? Before I even got to where I'm at now, and before I understood more about operations and systems, yeah, I'm funny. But when it comes to like
Funny looking.
when it comes to actually understanding the business and seeing behind it, I know that like the back of my hand. But that's because I had to go through multiple years of different jobs. I worked at Google as a subcontractor ops manager. I worked at a solar company as a subcontractor ops manager. Well, no, I was actually with that solar company, but as an ops manager. I worked at Con Edison as a subcontractor ops manager. I had to go through those years, and I had to see those different steps at different companies and actually understand their breakdowns of systems. And I think that's what's wrong with, like I said, with the generation now to come, is that a lot of them are being given jobs that they don't really have to work hard in. Like there's a lot of jobs that are given out. I think I was just telling you, I got something was sent to me for a senior single family locator or placer or something, right? And this was with HUD. They were paying like $130,000 to like $170,000, and what they needed as experience was a background in real estate. So you were probably pacing seniors in a home just for $130,000 to $170,000. how are you really working inside of that business to understand what type of system you can now create to invest in real estate for yourself to now place seniors inside the home and get paid for it?
So, well, let me ask you this though, because I feel like as a young person, that's kind of what we were taught. Like,
what, to work smarter, not harder?
Yeah, and I think also it's a coping mechanism. We watch our parents work super hard, and
but that's because they don't invest. And I think that's where that comes from.
But hear me out. We watch our parents work super hard to get barely anything. So in a young person, I'm not saying I'm like this, but I'm speaking for some, not all, but
right.
Young people,
mm-hmm.
right? So it's like, all right, I watched my parents have 2 jobs and we still struggling. So why would I go get 2 jobs? Like, why would I watch my parents bust their butt for a job and the job laid them off? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, my mom or my dad couldn't even come to my graduation because they had to work and the job don't care about them. So why would I go bust my butt for a job, right? And the other way is too, like, oh, college doesn't matter. Why do I want to go to college? So now it's like, all right, what do I do? Oh, I see everybody becoming hairstylists. I see everybody doing lashes. I see everybody becoming barbers. Let me go do this. Oh, wow, the client didn't show up, or I got a bad hairstyle. So let me quit that, right?
And now I'm on to the next.
That's kind of how we were trained. It's like, and think about it like this too. If my parents aren't entrepreneurs and I go take that risk to start the business, as soon as I fail, I have my parents telling me, oh, you should quit that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, in a way, y'all judge us, but it's also just like, we were trained to do the things that we do.
Let me ask you a question, right? With investing, what do you have to do to invest?
I feel like first you have to have a certain mindset.
Okay,
right?
That's one.
It depends on what you want to invest in, but you definitely have to have money. You have to have startup money. If we talking stocks, I got to set up like
I think that's where I got to stop you. You need the information to invest. The money can always come because the credit can always be built. But if you don't have, one, like you said, the mindset, and 2, the information to actually invest into something that's actually going to make you the money, which is the plan. If you don't got that plan, then you don't really have anything.
But what happens when we have social media that gives us over information?
That's the FOMO. I understand that. But that's the problem with social media too.
What happens if I try one time, it doesn't work out, so I'm scarred for life? But that's what I'm saying. Like, we create.
See, this is the issue.
This is
the issue,
like, we're not built. I feel like as a generation, we're not built for failure.
That's the problem.
That's the problem.
So this is the issue that I have. I mean, I don't have an issue, but
that you
y'all
feel should
are
be better
not emotionally together, and y'all are very weak mentally. And that's why this generation is so much mental health, mental this, mental, which is good, but y'all are very, very weak mentally and emotionally.
But who taught us? Like, that's what I'm trying to say. Like,
nobody.
I bring this up every episode, right? Because I'm always on here with millennials and old people.
It's not who. It's a culture. It's a culture. It's American culture. Every generation is different. The 80s, the 90s was different. Every generation, and this is a generation of a lot of mentally and emotionally weak for various different reasons. Food, environment, social media is heavy in it. Music, various different reasons, not just one. It's a lot, but it's all adding up to a lot of mentally and emotionally weak people. And y'all need a lot more help to get out of it.
I think, and I'm gonna be honest,
y'all need a lot more help to get out.
I'm gonna be honest.
Getting help is good. It's great, but in my opinion, that's a lot of issues with a lot of things that's going on. A lot of you guys are mentally, emotionally weak because I hear what you're saying. Who taught us this? Who taught us that? Who taught us this? We got to do this. We got to do that. You're making it seem like it's so hard. It's so difficult. If we fail, failing, you're supposed to fail.
I agree.
You're supposed to fail. Yeah. But what you just said, if we fail, it's all over. A lot of people, this generation fail. A lot of people, they feel that way. And that's it. No, they feel like they got to be rich at 25.
But think about it. What do you
see on social media?
I literally was having this, and y'all are men, so y'all can even agree or disagree.
We look like men, yeah.
Wait, hold up.
Are those your
Go ahead.
pronouns?
Pronouns.
See, that's what I'm saying. You got to be correct.
Are those your pronouns?
Yes.
Yes.
You gotta say them.
No.
He.
He, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Sorry.
Mister.
Sorry. Okay. Anyways, I was just having this debate with my friend, and I'm like, I'm not gonna lie, like, women definitely go through a lot. But I also feel like in this young generation for men have it so hard because
It's a fact.
Why?
I think so.
men have it so hard because he's 18, 17. At his very young age, or 15, let's say he's 15, there's girls that are like, oh, I want you to buy me this. I want you to have this,
Facts.
right? Oh, I want a man that makes this much money. Oh, I want a man who's 21 and makes six figures. And it's just like, at what point do you give the man time to grow up and like mature, to get that job, to start that business? Like,
How is that having it hard?
I feel like that's necessarily having it hard because it doesn't give, and women have it hard too, but I just feel like in general, we don't get time to grow. We're expected to come out the gate just
Who's expecting that?
I feel like this is something within our
Yeah, I think that's.
I'm not saying,
Yeah, because I don't know how y'all date. I don't know what's going on. I ain't been dating in
Yeah, I think that's
10
within.
plus years. I don't know.
It's within us.
That's
Like,
within, yeah.
Like, literally, I have little cousins who are 16 and they're girls, and they're saying like, oh yeah, he just bought my wig. Where's he getting the money to buy your wig? The wig is like $300. If he's 16 too, where's he getting that money? Right? So now if I'm a regular 16-year-old and I have a job that's paying me $15 an hour, that just took him like a whole bunch of his time to just buy you that one wig.
So you see, this is the problem. I heard everything you just said. This is the issue.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all are running from your parents so much, and this is what I see.
Facts.
I see all these kids getting raised right values. Yo, don't do this, don't do that. Y'all go outside because y'all don't want to be your parents so much that work so hard to have these 9-to-5s. Y'all go and do stupid stuff and living by these society rules, social media rules. When your parents is in the house teaching you, yo, don't do this, do this. This is how you speak to a woman. This is what you're supposed to do. They're teaching y'all. These guys that 40, 50, 60 are teaching y'all these things, and y'all not listening. Y'all paying $300 for a 16-year-old for a wig. Y'all not listening because y'all running from your parents so much because you don't want to be like your parents, but you don't even know how to grow up.
No, that's a fact. I agree.
That's the problem.
I agree.
Y'all not listening.
I agree.
So y'all think y'all know everything. And that's what it really is. Y'all think y'all know everything. And I ain't gonna say y'all. 16, 17, yeah, it is y'all. My bad. From 16 to 25. No, from 16 to about 25, 20, I would say
26.
20, 23. They think they know everything.
No, that's a fact.
And they really don't know nothing.
But I also feel like y'all been through those stages too.
Yes.
And okay, what?
But I think there's a difference.
We all go through those stages.
I think we're a little bit more emotionally intelligent.
What do you mean?
As far as just like we understand exactly what to do for ourselves in the sense, right? And I think that's where you guys lack, right? A Gen Z. Because you guys do things for others. Like you don't do things internally for yourselves. You portray,
try to make other people happy so you feel
exactly.
happy. You try to front, you try to floss.
So y'all think that's a Gen Z thing? Because
I've seen it.
If I'm being
no.
I feel like that's like.
I think it's a human.
It's a human.
It is a human thing, but you see it more now prevalent in Gen Z, and that's also because of social media, though.
Like for example, you just said, right? If I had a 6-year-old son, why is he buying this girl $300? Why get another girl?
Because
that
is like the standard.
Why?
That is like bro. Am I lying? No. What did you tell me the other day? You said.
Oh, it was him.
Not him. My son was. What did you tell me the other day? You said you wanted to stop speaking to a shorty because what?
Too much.
What? Explain. What she wanted?
She wanted to go out, buy her like clothes, like.
Nah, she good.
Or like basically bougie stuff.
I don't even care what he told me. He said clothes.
No, you 17, bro. No.
If you take her out on a date, that's fine. Like a nice little date, Applebee's, TGIF or something like that.
I promise you can't. Applebee's? Are you kidding me?
Bro, that used to be the swag back in the day. I ain't gonna front. You take her to Applebee's?
Are you insane?
You hit her for the $25 meal, bro? Oh, it's over.
You know what the thing is? Y'all not letting these people get in touch with reality,
But
bro.
she said that. That's what she said. They need to, like, they're not allowing, the women aren't allowing the young, well, sorry. The young women aren't allowing the young men to even grow properly.
That's like, and it's sad because now it's like, it puts pressure on these young men because now it's like, if I'm, like I said, if I'm 15 and the society standard is to be buying a girl a $300 wig.
Nah,
now
bro.
I'm like,
I don't think that's the society standard,
I
though.
think that is, though. I'm gonna be honest with you.
What's a quick
I don't think that's the society standard.
What's a quick come up for me to do this? What's a quick come up to get these sneakers?
That's a cultural thing, what you're saying. It's a difference between society standard and the cultural thing.
Okay.
That's a culture thing. That's not society standard.
Yeah, you're being
Because-
specific.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like,
I really don't.
it's a...
You talking to a chick from the projects and she's asking for a $300 wig. Like, let's be real. Why are you buying her $300 wigs and why is she even asking me for a $300 wig?
Yeah, but you can't say that.
Because what? She sees... Who's she looking up to? Jada Waiter, Ari, right? So she sees...
And that's the females we don't pay no attention to.
But you can't speak from your perspective. You being
I'm speaking
right
to
now,
if I don't have a son, I have a
right
daughter.
now, you're
I'm speaking
being-
to if I have a son.
but you're being subjective in your thought in your opinions right now. You are.
You heard what he said? What'd you do to that female? Exactly. That's it. End of
Okay,
conversation.
but not every.
No,
but you have to
no,
understand,
but-
he may be 1 out of 20.
Think about it. He also, who does he hang out with? He hangs out with me, my dad. Like, he has friends that like don't care to be validated.
Exactly.
He already gets validated at home. He has self-love. He understands
Guess
his
what?
value.
Guess what?
He's also a young
That's my
screenwriter.
point.
Hold up.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
what
Like,
you just said, he has self-love. That's
Yes,
my point.
But hold up. But that's
what did I
1
say
out
my-
of 20,
yeah,
bro.
what did I say my first definition of wealth was?
Yes, self-love. She did.
You know
She
what I'm saying?
did.
It starts within.
But like, and another thing is, right? Imagine, right? He goes to school now. Well, you're out of school. You're out of. You so all right. So imagine you go to school now, and now Shorty go outside, and she go like at lunch or whatever. You know, I don't know where y'all be hanging out now, lunch or recess or whatever it is, and y'all go like, and she go, oh, yo, he broke. Yo, he ain't want to buy me nothing. So now all the other chicks inside of the school are like, yeah, nah, I'm not gonna mess with him now because I know he broke. I know he not gonna do nothing. And it's gonna be maybe one chick out of that whole school that's gonna be real and genuine that he might be able to connect with, but she might be in a crew that is just like the other chicks. And now she got influence to not want to even talk to him because of that.
Or think about like...
It's Mean Girls all over, bro.
And think about, like,
we in the Mean Girl era, bro.
That's why I said.
Young man, I want a chick who looks good.
Look
whatever.
good, yeah.
A lot of the girls that look good, they have a certain mindset.
Because they look good. It's that pretty privilege.
Exactly. So now it's like, dang, now I gotta go with the, it's hard out
Listen, man, it's hard if you make it hard, bro. It's
He's
hard
just
if
saying
you
that. He
make
being
it hard,
subjective.
bro.
I believe you being real subjective.
Exactly
in this.
how he made that decision. Like you just said, every young man can make that decision.
Every young man
if
can.
they are not emotionally weak or mentally weak.
That is true.
No, I agree.
But how can we change that?
If you don't receive that at home,
Exactly.
if you don't love yourself, if you're not validated within, you are going to seek validation from other places. And a lot of times for men, that validation starts with the woman that they're talking to, or it starts with being accepted by their bros or their homies. How do you get accepted by your bros and your homies? Having money.
Dressing fly.
Girl. Like,
Yeah, being with a girl, doing what you gotta do.
That's
Like
the part that we don't talk about. And I feel like until we have these honest conversations, things are gonna continue to just happen.
think about it. What if he didn't have her as somebody to be around? Her father. What if his father?
I don't know if he got that from her or her father. She said he got a good support system at home.
Hold up. This is where I'm flipping it. What if his support system was the same like these dudes that be out here that want to pay for everything? So now when she automatically comes to him and says, yo, I want you to buy me clothes. I want you to buy me this and that. Now he's going to turn around in his head like, damn, I got to get $500 so I can do all of this. Shit, let me go outside. Let me go holler at son on the corner because I see him already making money. And now that already just starts to trickle down. But and that happens, bro. It happens. I have like no BS, right? I have a younger cousin. He's not, and I'm glad that I was able to get him away from that. But he was almost in that cycle where he wasn't really like, and I think he's 25. And he was almost subjective to buying girls things. He was modeling, so he was actually making good money, but he was just like, yo, these girls, they asking me for everything. I'm about to buy this girl. I think he was about to buy a Chanel bag, and I'm like, bro, what are you doing? Like the money that you're about to take, you better be investing that or putting it away so that you can use it towards some type of business idea. How is your credit? Yo, my credit's shot. I don't really care. I got all this money. And bro, he didn't have no type of support system inside of that house. If he didn't have me to talk to him about that, or my other cousin who works at MTA, bro, he would have been like, he'd have been spending his whole money.
Or think about like, if that's what everybody around you's doing, right?
And literally, no BS. All his friends that he had was doing that same exact thing because they were
out with people that's like you.
And it's funny, one of them was another model, and the other one went to I think he went to Monroe College or something like that. I don't care if you see us, but and he was doing whatever he was doing and making money, and he was paying for what he got to pay for.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm also speaking from experience. I was once that person, so I definitely understand. I understand. And it comes from a lack of validation within. When you don't have that within, everything you do becomes external. Everything
Nothing's internal.
I'm trying to fill some type of void that I have within. Right? So, and a lot of people aren't mentally strong enough, or also not in an environment where they can realize that it's wrong. Or like they have an issue.
No.
Yeah.
This might have to be a cut in 2-part podcast because this was nowhere near what we was talking about before.
But this was necessary because I feel like this is a real life thing, and I hope when people hear this, they hear like, maybe I do this, or maybe I need to work on this, and yeah. So
maybe they can be like Brandon.
Y'all realize people have to go through things sometimes. I'm gonna go back to that. A lot of people have to trip and fall to realize what they're doing. Now, you can prevent it. There's preventative maintenance. Yes, absolutely. I will always practice preventative maintenance first. But like you said, what you don't know is what you don't know. Sometimes you might have to buy that $300 bag and that girl has to dump you for you to realize, yo, why did I do that? Because now you bought that $300 bag, and then you bought another one, and then you bought another one. Now you're doing this for 5-10 years, and you realize this is what I have to do.
But think about that 5-10 years that they could have had information based upon if their parents were teaching them the correct way.
Y'all saying ifs. Y'all saying ifs.
Everything is an if, though.
No, it's not. Everything is not.
Everything is definitely an if.
What's not an if is you have to go through experiences to learn.
But there's some people.
In experiences, there's ifs.
So there's some people who go through experiences and still don't learn.
But regardless, you have to go through experiences. There's some people that don't, but you still have to go through experience to learn. I have to experience what you work with electricity, right?
Yeah.
I have to experience playing with wires to realize I shouldn't do this, I shouldn't do that. I could read about it all I want. Until I get up there and start playing with wires, I really don't know.
But I also feel like wise people learn from other people's experiences. So if he touched the fire,
a mentor, exactly.
If he touched the fire and he got burnt, 9 times out of 10, if I'm wise, I'm not going to go touch the fire.
And that's where
but a lot of people are not wise.
And hold up. And that's if you have a mentor. And that's why I said the if is always there. Because I don't have to play with the wires in order for me to understand that if I do this wrong, I can get electrocuted. My mentor would have already told me that, taught me that.
That's what I'm saying.
And now I don't have that experience because I've already gone through it with my mentor. He's already shown me it.
Yes, absolutely. That's preventative maintenance. That's preventing for you to make mistakes. But if you never play with the wire, you won't know how to by reading about it. You have to still play with the wire. Now, once they teach you what not to do and what to do, you actually can get in there and figure it out. But you still won't know what to do until you play with that wire.
I just want to let you know in your sentence, you said if, so I'm still correct.
No, I
Yes,
didn't
you
say
did.
if.
Yeah, you did.
I didn't say if.
You did.
Well,
We can rewind it.
I did say if. I
Yeah,
did
you
say
did.
if.
I know.
You still got to play with that wire.
No, I agree. I agree. And I like I said, I'm speaking to this because like I have the life experience. I never shared this story publicly, but now
Okay, hey, we out here.
now I
Oh,
don't care.
snap.
Now I don't care.
We getting a little
So,
spicy still.
Right. So I do
1 hour in.
I do like women, right? So one day,
I do too.
I think we do.
yeah,
I do
think
too
we
as
all
well.
Okay.
It's great.
So one day, this is when I was